Who is this actually good for, who should skip it, and is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? If you've been scrolling through endless specs and still feel unsure, you're not alone. Many gamers worry that a laptop that looks like a desktop in a backpack might either underperform on the road or overpromise at the desk. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'll walk through what it's like to live with the Acer Predator Helios Neo 16 for a month, point out the hidden trade-offs that don't appear on the marketing page, and help you decide whether the price tag matches the real-world value. First off, the biggest question people ask is whether a laptop can truly replace a desktop rig for serious gaming. The Helios Neo packs an Intel Core Ultra 9275HX and an RTX 5070 Ti, which on paper sounds like a mini PC. In practice, I found the CPU stays close to its boost clocks during a 2-hour Elden Ring session, and the GPU delivers smooth frame rates at 1440p high settings. The 240Hz WQXGA panel really shines when you're dodging attacks in fast shooters. The motion blur is negligible and the GeForce integration wipes out screen tearing. That said, the laptop's power draw pushes the AC adapter close to its limit, and you'll notice the fan ramping up to a noticeable whine after about an hour of continuous heavy load. If you're planning marathon gaming marathons in a quiet bedroom, that noise could be a deal-breaker. Now, who should buy this machine? The sweet spot is a gamer who also dabbles in content creation and wants a single device that can handle 4K video exports without resorting to a separate workstation. The 32GB of DDR5 memory and the 1TB Gen 4 SSD give you ample headroom for large game installs and raw footage. I edited a 30-minute YouTube video on the laptop using DaVinci Resolve, and the render times were comparable to a mid-range desktop I own. The built-in Wi-Fi 6E kept my internet stable during live streams, and the extra 1TB portable HDD I brought along solved the storage crunch without slowing down the system. If you're a college student who streams, does some 3D modeling, or likes to game on the go, the Helios Neo feels like a workhorse you can actually carry. Who should skip it? Anyone whose primary need is pure portability will feel the weight. At 5.2 kilograms, about 11.5 pounds, and a 19 millimeters thickness, the laptop is more of a carry-your-desk-in-a-bag than a light travel companion. If you're a commuter who needs a device that fits under an airline seat, the extra heft and the need for a robust cooling pad will be frustrating. Also, the price sits in the premium tier. If you only play esports titles like Valorant or League of Legends, a mid-range laptop with a lower-end GPU would save you a few $100s while still delivering 200+ FPS. For budget-conscious players, the Helios Neo is overkill. Let's talk about the practical strengths that matter after the box is opened. The first thing I noticed was the AI-assisted performance scaling. Acer's software uses the Core Ultra's AI engine to allocate power based on the workload, which means lighter games like Minecraft run cooler while the system automatically cranks up resources for demanding titles. In real-world use, that translates to longer battery life when you're just browsing or watching movies, about 4.5 hours before the charger is needed. When you launch a demanding game, the battery drops quickly, but you're already plugged in for most gaming sessions anyway. The RGB backlit keyboard isn't just for show. The perky lighting lets you set a darkroom profile that highlights the WASD cluster, and the keys have a decent travel distance that feels responsive for both typing and rapid key combos. On the downside, the thermal solution, while effective, is aggressive. The fans spin up to 4,500 revolutions per minute under load, and the heat exhaust is directed toward the rear vent, which can make the palm area feel warm after a while. I had to keep a small laptop stand handy to improve airflow during long play sessions. Another practical weakness is the limited port selection on the left side. You get a single USB-C with Thunderbolt 4, a couple of USB-A ports, and an HDMI 2.1, but the SD card slot is tucked away under a flap that's easy to miss. If your workflow relies on multiple external drives, you'll need a dock or hub, adding to the overall cost. What about everyday usability beyond gaming? The Helios Neo runs Windows 11 with Acer's Predator Sense overlay, which lets you toggle performance modes, fan curves, and RGB themes without restarting. I used the quiet mode while working on spreadsheets, and the system stayed under 70°C, which is comfortable on the lap. The laptop also supports Dolby Vision HDR for media consumption, and the 16-inch WQXGA screen is bright enough, around 400 nits, to watch movies in a lit living room without washing out colors. However, the speakers are average. They're fine for casual listening, but you'll still want headphones for an immersive experience. One hidden trade-off that shows up after a few weeks is the upgrade path. The SSD is a standard M.2